Hello and welcome to the Yay or Nay series. If it's your first time visiting, allow me to explain the rules. It's called the Yay or Nay series. It's actually fairly simple to follow along with, but down in the comments, you either will say, yay, I like the character for the video for the day, as in, yes, I would like to see that character as a DLC playable character for Smash Ultimate, or nay, as in, no, I don't want to. Pretty simple, right? Just type it down in the comments. But each Monday, most likely Tuesday as well, we will have a video pertaining one specific character, and then, the video itself, I'll go over the character, I will go over the series, I'll even go over some sales numbers from the series, because some people like looking at stuff like that, and then maybe a couple random facts, because, well, why not? But, yeah, it's a pretty simple idea. Follow along with, play along with, like I said, every Monday and Tuesday, so, there it is, let's get into the rest of the video. Well, it appears that we have the newest winner from the community poll from, well, last week. Frisk from Undertale. I'll be honest, this one was a tiny bit surprising, just a tiny bit. I guess I'm never surprised at who wins the poll, but you know what, indie characters and all that stuff, so yeah, we'll talk about that in just a little bit, but yeah, Frisk won the poll, so I guess it's time to jump into this crazy little twisted character and see what they're all about, shall we? So, Undertale, as a game, right? It is an indie game, first of all, that released way back in 2015, where it received, well, massive praise and earned like a really extreme loyal following, right? The game itself, you could say, swept pretty much all the players off their feet, whether it was in a good way or a bad way, but it swept so many people off their feet. Had a really fun, unique take on the RPG style type of game, and of course, it has many lovable and, well, weird, wacky, strange characters like Frisk or Sans or Papyrus or whoever, right? And with that comes, a lot of attachment to these characters, right? We want to see more from them, and, well, what bigger platforming gaming would you want to see your character duke it out with other gaming legends than Smash Bros? So maybe this is a possibility. It could be, after all. So I do want to touch on the indie topic here very briefly, right? With Smash Bros for the topic here. So Smash Ultimate itself, not Smash Bros in general, but Smash Ultimate, it really hasn't shown anything promising in terms of making an indie character playable, but although it's not to say that they're not showing a willingness to include or shine the spotlight on indie characters, right? They've done that with the base game back at E3 2018 when they had their big Smash Bros Direct, right? We got to see a character like Shovel Knight, of all characters. Sure, it was an assist trophy, but at that time, and still to this day, that's a huge deal. Smash Bros is allowing and letting all these little indie studios, indie characters into this massive universe of, well, just the Smash franchise. And for, Nintendo to do that, one, good on them, really cool that they're, again, showing or shining the spotlight on these smaller games, smaller studios, and, hats off to Nintendo for that, at least, or Sakurai and his team, whoever's coming up with that. But, again, indie characters in Smash Bros. It's not like Shovel Knight was the only one. We've had plenty of instances since then, right? Like I said, Shovel Knight. We had Shantae, who was a base game spirit, along with Risky Boots. And let's see what else came after that. We've also had Sans, obviously, who ended up getting a Mii costume, which you can pretty much argue once that was revealed. That was the biggest takeaway of that Smash Direct when that happened, the presentation. So, which one was that? Was that for, I think that was for Terry, I want to say, if I remember correctly. But yeah, that was much more exciting for so many more people that Sans got a Mii costume over the next playable character, right? So, again, going back to the very loyal following, that stuff's exciting, right? And then, of course, we also had stuff like Cuphead, who got a Mii costume as well. And we just recently had an indie game receive a Spirit event. Sakuna of Rice and Ruin just happened a couple weekends ago, right? Yeah, a couple weekends ago. But yeah, so there's definitely a willingness to allow indies into Smash Bros. but maybe not the playable status. And I guess that could be the one thing that kind of hinders any indie character, whether it's Frisk or, quote, Shovel Knight, Shantae, whoever it might be. Maybe that's the thing that will stop them from being playable in Smash Ultimate. But the next Smash game, that could very much change. So then again, with Smash, with characters, never say never. You literally never know what's coming next. I mean, look at all these predictions that people throw out, and and yet almost nobody's ever correct. It's kind of crazy, but yeah. So back to Undertale here for a little bit. So a big topic that people like to bring up when it comes to a playable character for Smash Bros. And the qualifications and all these different fan rules. One of the fan rules, which kind of makes sense, but it's more of a fan rule, I would say. You could argue about that if you want, but one of these rules or one of the qualifications people bring up is that the series has to be popular in Japan. If it's not popular in Japan, well then it could never happen in the game, right? Well, we could argue about that, but again, the point of this though is I found this article here that shows that the Undertale game actually sold over 100,000 digital copies in Japan even before the physical game got released to the public. Now, I know there's a whole big debate on physical versus digital, which is better. I honestly don't care. But the point is, the game before the physical release sold over 100,000 copies, and that was like years ago. I haven't found anything recent that I could report on, sadly, but this game has sold millions of copies across all platforms that it has been on. It is a phenomena. People still to this day, there's fan-made games. I think there's a sequel coming, or a sequel was planned. I don't know. I didn't care to look that up. But overall, the character, the game, just everything rolled into one is kind of a nice little, I don't know, package of whatever you want to say. Could fit perfectly into Smash Bros. And I guess when you come into Smash Bros, you do need a moveset, right? So let's go over a couple things here that perhaps Frisk could use. Now, this was maybe a tiny bit strange because I need video clips of actual attacks instead of trying to create my own somewhat. But here's what I got. So the first one, this is like towards the beginning of the game. Frisk walks over these floor spike traps, and I figured, what if they made that a part of the moveset? The floor trap itself. What if this is like a down special? Frisk would just place the floor trap right on the ground, and it kind of blends in with the ground. It doesn't take up too much space, but then once an enemy runs over it, not Frisk, but once somebody runs over it, the spike would then come shooting upwards from the trap, and it would deal damage, and of course it would even have the possibility of launching the opponent into the air, which makes for some, follow-up plays possible. So, kind of a fun idea, kind of, I don't know, in a way you're controlling the battlefield a little bit, maybe you can only have one of these out at a time. Maybe you could have multiple out at one time, but again, you don't want to have like infinite number, because then that's just really that's really unfair. But so maybe for argument's sake, we just have one of these that can be placed at a time. So think of it like how let's see, who Isabelle. There we go. You know how Isabelle plants that what's the rocket's name or whatever. When Isabelle plants the rocket into the ground, this could be kind of the same idea. Not planting it in the ground, but just planting something on the ground that's an attack eventually. So yeah, a little interesting with that one. Then another one. There are these things. They're called puzzles in the Undertale games. There's several different ones, as a matter of fact. But one of the puzzles, you have to keep kicking a snowball into a hole, and if you don't kick it, the snowball will start to melt. So I kind of thought, what about having that snowball part of the moveset? I don't know if it's a side special or whatever it might be, but Frisk could end up kicking a snowball. And I think the fun thing with this, kind of playing on the, if you don't keep kicking the snowball, it's going to melt over time. So what if Frisk is able to kick the snowball, but it's the biggest version of the snowball that it can be. Once you kick it, it will stay out on the battlefield for a certain amount of time. And if you don't if Frisk doesn't go over and kick it, it will start melting until it just disappears. But if Frisk gets there in time, she kicks it, then the snowball is going to have like a timer on it for how big the snowball is until it fully melts. So just kind of I don't know, something little interesting, a little bit more different, I suppose. So I don't know, it's just kind of what I got for a couple moves there. But for this one, oh boy, the character. I've always said, and I will continue to say this, I don't think an indie character is getting to be playable in Smash Ultimate. The next Smash game, though, I do firmly believe we will get at least one playable character. But since we're not at the next Smash game, we're on Smash Ultimate. The thing is, what about right now? Whether this happened to be the last DLC character, but, well, I mean, we only have one left. But would I personally want Frisk in the game, whether it's the last character or it's, a part of a brand new Fighters Pass? No, I'm going to give her a nay. She's not really... Undertale for me is alright. It's nothing I got extremely attached to. It's just kind of... I don't mean to sound disrespectful. To me, it's just kind of like, alright, yeah, it's a game I tried. It was alright. I didn't get into it personally, so the characters and stuff, take them or leave them, in my opinion. But yeah, Frisk is going to get a nay for me. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. We'll see how Frisk ends up doing. But that is all I got for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed, as always. And I guess I'll see you when I'm looking at you.